And I'd like to talk them out of not sticking those drops in my eyes. And I'd like to talk them out of not sticking those drops in my eyes. All right, good evening. I'd like to call this Board of Selectmen meeting to order tonight, April 27th, 2023, at 6 p.m. sharp. Second order of business, approve the April 13th, 2023 Selectmen meeting minutes.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting approved. Public forum, this is an opportunity for anyone who wishes to address the Board of Selectmen with any issue that is not currently on this evening's agenda. Do we have anyone in the audience, David?
We have David James and Robin Phillips.
Okay, any hands up? All right. Moving on. Number 4, consider the renewal of liquor and special amusement licenses submitted by Allison's Restaurant, Allison's Dock Square LTD, located at 11 Dock Square.
So moved.
Is this for both?
Yes.
It's the beer and.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, we need to certification of the referendum questions for the June town warrant. We have been over these over and over again. Is there any questions? Okay, do I have a motion?
A motion to certify the language for the 6 referendum questions.
Mike?
I agree. I just wanted to say, to let the public know that we have reviewed these several times and had previously approved them. This is just the formal, notice that's going into the town warrant.
Yes.
So I second.
Yeah, the word I would use would be ad nauseum, but
No.
I have a
Oh,
first
we
and a
did.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, number 6, authorize and sign the June 2023 town meeting warrant. And again, we have been over these as well.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 2023 town meeting warrant.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, and we need to countersign the RSU 21 budget validation referendum election warrant,
Whether you like to or not.
whether you want to or not,
Make a
exactly.
motion to approve the RSU 21 budget validation referendum warrant.
Second.
All in favor? All right. And another order of business, authorized wastewater commitment for FY 2023. And we went over this in extensive detail at our last meeting.
Make a motion to approve the sewer commitment.
No. Oh,
Did
sewer,
I skip one?
Sewer. No, you're right.
Nope, number 8.
You're right. I'm wrong.
That's a first.
That's last week's agenda, meeting's agenda. Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Okay, and we need to set the public hearing date of May 11th, 2023, to consider ordinance revisions on the June 13th, 2023 town meeting ballot. And for those listening at home in the audience, this is an opportunity for the general public to weigh in on any of the questions.
Make a motion to set the public hearing date for May 11th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor? Motion passes. Okay, and item number 10, award bid for heater replacement at the Public Works Garage. And Chris is approaching the microphone.
How is everyone tonight?
Excellent, thank
One of the heaters at the highway garage failed. The heat exchanger in the unit cracked, and it's not serviceable. It is something that is going to have to be replaced entirely. So we did seek several quotes. Branch Brook was a low bidder at $8,370. So our recommendation is to go with Branch Brook as a low bidder.
Do you have any questions from the board?
No.
Do I have a motion?
I make motion that we approve the purchase of the heater for $8,370 from Branch Brook, the low bidder.
Second.
All in favor? All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, number 11, this is Public Safety Committee recommendation on the South Main Street traffic issues brought up by David Strawn, thank you, sorry about that.
That's all right.
So, please approach the microphone.
Sure, thank you, and thank you to Lori for forwarding the report that recently came out, and it was very helpful. In reading through the report, except for one mention on the first page, there's absolutely no mention and no plans about the issues around pedestrian traffic. Everything is about cars, car volume, and accidents, when that was really never the issue. The issue is the safety for pedestrians with baby carriages and bicycles on that section of South Main Street. So, you know, I think the report is very incomplete and needs to have further work done on it relative to that. I do think the recommendations that were in there about the signage for the stop sign is is wonderful. I mean, I think that is needed, especially where the stop sign is positioned now. You cannot see it when you're coming, towards it from town on South Main Street. So that would definitely help for the traffic side of things. But still, with pedestrians walking, running, pushing baby carriages, biking up that road, I think we have a continuing problem that needs to be researched.
I have a question. What's our right-of-way, what's our width of the right-of-way there on the road?
So I'm gonna, Chris and Eric are here as well to answer questions. I'm not sure of the right of way in that particular location.
So it's just about 40 feet.
Well, is that the whole length of the road, 40 feet?
No, it does vary, and this is just a quick measurement off a GIS, so without actually doing a survey to determine, what that is and where the road actually is within that right-of-way. But it does vary between 40 and 53 feet.
So the narrowest part's 40 and it goes as, okay.
Yeah, so 40 feet down closer to the intersection of Colony Avenue. 53 as you get back toward like Touchstone Drive.
I wrote it, Chris, I drive there all the time, but this week in particular, when I read this, there are a number of places where it's almost impossible to put a sidewalk because of ledge and so forth, especially as you not have to get down past Touchdown and you go around the corner and the restaurant, hotel's on the right-hand side and so with big, and then down further there's ledge. So there's a lot of issues there, and that was one of the things when we tried to put in, we did put in the bike paths on Route 9.
Yes.
That there was so much light, we couldn't really make proper sidewalks. So we do have running lines like we have on School Street, Main Street. But there are a number of places that people have requested sidewalks, and one of them is Old Cape Road, Pier Road,
Yes.
Lower Pier Road, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that we should take a look at every place that people saying that somewhere along the way there's a danger. Not every place, but let's take a look at the the ones that are either the longest or the most dangerous, although I haven't seen anything about danger in any of these, like when we've been looking at other ones. But we've had a propensity in the past not to make, in the past, I mean, 10, 12 years ago, not to,
Sure.
we didn't like sidewalks, and for some reason, and we delayed putting a lot of sidewalks in. And I would just say that anybody who's feels that there's an issue, I don't live there, but I go down there a lot, and I can see it. I see people walking there. I see people with baby carriages, and I wouldn't want to walk it with a baby carriage.
Sure.
So I think that's something that maybe we ought to put on the, take a look at, along with all the other ones that have been requesting sidewalks.
Sure.
So I think, yeah, and then have a plan.
Yep, we can do that. Obviously that road, you're familiar with it.
Yep.
And there's a number of places down there that obviously present some issues in making that happen. Certainly there'll be some, property impacts there. Ahead of time, some survey work would have to be done to figure out exactly where within the right-of-way the roadway actually is. And that is something that, would likely need a full engineering design on.
Yeah, tough one. But it's gotten so, like, Touchstone's there, and his street is there. There's a couple of other places that are obviously, there's a lot of traffic there,
Yes,
pedestrian
yes.
traffic. And so,
You're adding the new Woodland Road development there
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
and the additional traffic that's gonna come from the colony.
right. But, the stop signs, I hope, down there where I hope we're gonna put in all-way stop signs, I hope, and do away with that yield sign down there and on coming one way.
And that's certainly something that we can,
So if the,
Public hearing for that.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying, I hope, because this came up back when I was on the planning board a long time ago, and there was a development proposed for back in there. And we took, it was Anita, I can't remember Anita's last name, but she was very vocal about it, and, yeah, Anita Carroll, thank you. She was very vocal about it, and we all went down to take a look at it, and yeah, they've done some things. They've changed the road a little bit and so forth, but you can't imagine the number of people go through that stop sign. Because it just comes upon you like you're coming around that little curve and it's there. And a lot of people are going 25 miles an hour or more, and they just don't stop. So
Yes,
I
yeah.
think it's a good thing to look at.
Yep, we certainly can.
Question, what about the lighting? Is there lighting down there, down through that road?
Is there what, Alan?
Lighting? Is there lighting?
If you,
One light.
oh, lighting.
Yeah, whereabouts is that?
It's over
So remember that we have to go to the mic.
Yeah, can you approach the mic? The
Oh,
folks
yeah.
at home can't hear you.
We'll share this.
Yeah.
There's one light over where the water meter area is there,
Okay,
where people put their trash out. It's the only spot. It's right above the culvert, that's coming from the new development, to the back bay behind, the Lobster Claw, that
Yeah.
area.
okay, thank you.
It's right next to the sewer pump station.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Are there any other questions, comments?
Well, I think that, there's some recommendations here, like, the stop ahead sign and paint the stop bar, that was recommended.
Then we have to do that at a public hearing.
Right.
don't we?
I mean, we certainly can schedule a public hearing. In order to, as has been made clear tonight, in order to put a sidewalk in, even if the board said, yeah, that's a great idea, and I don't think that it isn't, there's a lot of study and a lot of engineering that needs to go into that. But certainly, I think we can make some improvements based on that. Is that the 2005 recommendations, or no, maybe that was 2021.
Sure.
I don't know, I just read it too. But anyways, the three stop signs.
It was a
Yeah,
while back.
I think we can schedule a public hearing in the near future to get that done. So that's the process here. We have to have a public hearing, and then the Board of Selectmen can make a decision based on the feedback of the public hearing. I think it'll be a formality, but it's something that we have to go through.
I think it's something that probably should be done.
Yeah, absolutely. And that road's a far sight better than it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
It still has a ways to go, though.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we're gonna definitely look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
That's
Yeah.
all we ask for.
And don't let us forget about you.
Oh, I won't.
No. So, all right, well, thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
All right, so I gotta find my new agenda here. Item number 12, Town Clerk Week's proclamation. So I would like to read this proclamation, the 54th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks.
Did you want to call Tracy up while we did that?
Well, I sure can. Tracy O'Rourke, our beloved and well-respected town clerk. This is your week after all.
Yes, yes it is.
Let me read the proclamation, and
Okay.
then you can make a speech.
Sure.
All right. So this will be the 54th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, April 30th to May 6th, 2023. Whereas the office of Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies and agencies, and government at other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, whereas the municipal clerks serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations, whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk. Now, therefore, I, Edward W. Hutchins II, Chairman of the Kennebunkport Board of Selectmen, do recognize the week of April 30th through May 6th, 2023, as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerk staff and to all professional municipal clerks for their vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent, dated this 27th day of April, 2023.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was good. You had a mouthful there.
Yes, yes.
So,
Did you say professional municipal clerk? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't write it, so.
I couldn't have written it better. Well, I know I couldn't have written it better myself, but it absolutely sums up the duties and obligations that yourself and others that hold your position in other towns and counties and states, et cetera, have to fulfill on a daily basis. And given, I don't like to be political, but given the results of the 2020 election, I think that all should take notice that we owe a great deal of respect in our democracy to professional municipal clerks who stood up, just as yourself, and did what was right in the face of very daunting circumstances. And I commend you and your professional clerks for that.
Well, thank you.
Here, here.
Just as a little background, the annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week was initiated in 1969 by the International Institute of Municipal Clerks and was endorsed by all of its members throughout the United States, Canada, and 15 other countries. This week is a time of celebration and reflection on the importance of the clerk's role in increasing the public's awareness of municipal clerks and the vital services that we provide for local government and community. In 1984, President Ronald Reagan signed a proclamation that officially declared Municipal Clerks Week the first full week in May. Each year, the Maine Town and City Clerks Association encourages us to celebrate and bring notice to our profession, and the idea of self-promotion is not in my wheelhouse, and I've always kind of just passed over it, but this year, I decided that the staff in the clerk's office deserves a little bit of recognition. Rose and Audrey work hard every day, as well as myself, and we're the first line of communication for most of the town hall communication, whether it's in person or over the phone. And in addition to the traditional roles of the town clerk, such as elections, licensing, and record keeping, our office also takes all the tax payments, a lot of sewer payments, fuel bills, registers vehicles, boats, ATVs. So we do a lot, and we do more than some of the bigger cities where the clerk only has a smaller role. So I just wanted to let everyone know what our staff does. And I have a quick little poem that's kind of cute that sums up basically the role of the clerk's office. The clerk of the town, if they want to get married or fish in the sea, if they vote by machine or they vote absentee, whatever their problem turns out to be, it's the work of the clerk of the town. We're concerned with such things as the sex of a dog and how many bees in a hive. We file, record, we attach and attest anything, be it dead or alive. Whatever goes on in the town, we record, and often we do it with little reward. We often go crazy, but never get bored. Oh, it's great to be the clerk of the town. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
We
Congratulations,
need a
Tracy.
motion, right?
Yes, I need a motion to accept that proclamation.
Make a motion to proclaim April 30th through May 6th, Town Clerks Week.
Second.
All those in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you, Tracy, and your staff.
And everything that you do.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. Okay, number 13, award purchase of fire department rescue boat. And I see Jay is coming to the podium.
I want to see how Jay's going to top that.
Yeah. We got a poem
Let's
for
hear
us?
your,
I was just gonna say, let's just keep the approvals coming.
Yeah.
I mean, we're happening. So, this is kind of a normal replacement on this boat. I've tried to stretch it out some more over the past couple of years. I've sent it out over the winter to have the seams and stuff sealed. It's just not working. We fill the boat up, and in about 2 weeks, it's not seaworthy. Then we'd have to pump it up before we leave it. So it doesn't leak fast, but it's just, it's a constant thing. And So the good news is, I was able to find one, actually in Maine, because only certain dealers deal with the Zodiac military professional spec type boat. And they were the low bid of $12,600 up to as high as $13,534. And a couple of the vendors I contacted didn't care to talk to me because they were in Oregon and Washington State, and they didn't have boats anyway and didn't know when they'd get them. So that's why I'm seeking approval to do this. And the good news about it is the money that we're using out of the capital came from replacing the vehicle I use for work. When that was bought, it was money that wasn't spent for that vehicle, so it's.
What are you gonna do with the old one?
Follow the town's rules on surplus disposal.
We can fill it up with gravel and plant geraniums in it out front.
If that's what you'd like.
That's what they would have done in the 60s and
it-
70s
Yeah.
around here.
Is it worth anything?
I think it probably is. I didn't really get into that with where the landing boat supply in Yarmouth, but I certainly can ask what he would think, and just see what we can do that way.
Every little bit helps.
Oh, absolutely, yep.
I'll make a motion to award the bid to the landing boat supply for $12,600.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion
Perfect.
passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along, consider Goose Rocks Beach Advisory Committee recommendation to fund Piping Plover Education Coordinator for $5,000. I believe we've been doing this every year.
I didn't see that, but, yeah,
Yep.
so moved.
Mike,
Second.
all in favor? Okay. All right, we find ourselves at other business. Mike,
None.
Alan,
Oh, thank you.
Lori,
None for me.
and I have nothing myself. Would you like to move the warrants?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Approved. Adjournment? Adjournment?
Sure, so moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, we are adjourned.
Fastest move
Thank you, everyone.
we've ever had.
No, it isn't.